town of SADAF, Louisiana is it's a small town with a football stadium in the center. If you look to the southeast side of town, you can typically see a man wearing a plaid shirt, a handlebar mustache, khakis on, traveling back and forth from the fertilizer plant to his grandiose 19th century mansion. The highs back and forth to and from is like a religion for Greg Bush, the owner of SADAF fertilizer, the town's greatest source of employment. No one is too sure why he owns such a big house if only him, his son, and the occasional woman live there. They have no housing staff, and yet they can see the entire grade at SADAF High School in the house. His son Bernard is the captain and wide receiver of the football team, who is, without his father's approval, dating a black girl. Greg's wife left him when Bernard was 12, right smack in the middle of his childhood. Since then, Greg has brought back more women than Bernard has gotten touchdowns his entire football career. Most of the time you find Greg when he is not at the plant or at home, either at SADAF Bar or Hot 22, the strip club. That's where he meets most of the women he brings back. Ever since his wife left him, Greg has not been able to keep a stable relationship. Every week it's constantly, "Hey son, I'd like you to meet so-and-so." Greg's relationship with his son has gone to hell and back. The rumor in the town was that Bernard had woken up on someone's lawn naked with a random girl next to him, not even his girlfriend. It is not surprising their relationship status. Greg could never be committed to one thing at a time. He always had to bring in something else to the picture to screw up what he had before, which sometimes was good. On Saturdays before football games, Greg unlocks the safe in his wall. Takes out a small wooden chest and removes the condom wrappers from the inside. He places them in a Ziploc bag, writes whatever the girl's name was this week on the bag, and brings it to the game. Since he's already plastered drunk, he takes a 2-mile walk to the stadium. Before entering the game, he proceeds to the north side entrance. There's a lone dumpster. Going back to his football days, he throws the bag in the dumpster. Considering his current state, he misses by 5.5 feet. This was a weekly routine, or whenever a new woman comes around. He has never been able to cope with the commitment for the past 6 years. Back in September, 6 years ago, Bernard's first real football game was happening in 2 hours. Greg could not go due to the fact that he had claimed he had to work at the plant. It was Saturday, the plant was closed on Saturday. What he was really doing, but his wife did not know, was bringing home the first of many girls that would ruin his family. One by one, week by week, he filled the chest, emptied the chest into the bags, and emptied the bags into the dumpster on his way to the bar or to the strip club to find another girl. This went on for weeks, his unfaithfulness, the boldness to betray the one thing he had good, his family. By the end of the 7th week, he sat on the side of his bed with his weekly mistress lying naked, covered by the sheets. Thinking about what he was doing, what he has caused. He can never sit down and have dinner with his family again without eating himself from the inside out with guilt and anxiety. As the 8th week came around, Greg was working at the plant when his wife, instead of going to the game, came back and walked in on Greg on his work. Without hesitation, she left. Left SADAF, left Bernard, left Greg. From that point on, Greg discovered the magical powers of beer and alcohol. Each week, with a new girl, the amount he drank increased. Soon he was so oblivious to his life that he did not talk to his son for 3 months. Last week, his son dared to tell him that he was moving closer to his girlfriend's house outside of town. Outraged by the news, he fiercely charged at his son, leaving him with a broken limb. With his son being gone for the past 3 weeks, Greg has only emptied the chest once, and his weekly visits to the dumpster is now only a once-a-month regimen. Since he has had the ability to sit and think, contemplate what he is going to do, he finally came to his consciousness by giving up drinking, giving up sex until he was able to have a stable relationship with his son. Attempting to solve his relationship with his son for the few months he has left before going to college, Greg sells the fertilizer plant in an attempt to go back to what life was like before his son turned 13. As a parent, he needs to experience the moral obligations of having a steady relationship with his son.